Hytale released a blog post today. And it's looking like we're gonna have to wait until at least 2025 until we can get a playable version of the game for ourselves to get our hands on. Yay. Hey everybody, what's going on? Chris here, otherwise known as CanadianFlash, you guys know me. And let me tell you, Hytale for the first time, really this year, dropped a blog post because the blog post on June 27, 2023 was really just a hiring blog post. But today we got the 2023 Winter Development Update blog post from the Hytale team, and it really went into a lot of depth. And this is actually written by John Hendricks, and it even says, posted by John Hendricks, the game director of Hytale. And John was kind of really hyping up this blog. He was giving us some emojis on Twitter and telling us, you start speculating on Monday, you know, because Thanksgiving and stuff. But yeah, we got a blog. I'm going to break it down for you guys in case you don't really want to read it, even though I'm sure you all read it already. But hey, hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends, join the Discord. Also, don't forget, subscribe to the Hytale podcast. While my camera just decided to refocus for some reason. This is quality. Alrighty, just fix the camera. You know, we do this all completely unedited here. You know how this goes. Also, don't forget, really, camera? Are we serious right now? Alrighty, fixed it again. Just want to let you guys know that the 2023 Hytale Thankmas, our community live stream where we support World Central Kitchens, is going to be on the December 9th, 2023. Don't forget to check it out. Here's the trailer. You guys are going to love it.
Holy moly!
And with that being said, let's get into this glorious blog post that does not give us a release date, which is kind of an F in the chat. But guys, please still watch. I need watch time hours. I want to start off this recap video mentioning what it mentions at the end of this blog post. And this is the What's Next tab. And it says, as 2023 winds down, we're looking forward to 2024. And so am I, 2024. Nice even year. We love it. So they mentioned this earlier, but they're saying the first half of 2024 will be focused on getting the whole team onboarded into the new engine. So that means they're going to try and port everything from the old engine into the brand new engine of Hytale, and then after that they're going to be doing a bunch of playtests. As they're doing a bunch of external playtests, they're focusing on collecting feedback on adventure experiences, creator tools, and social and competitive play. I mean, Hytale, if you guys want someone to test the game, I got you. They mentioned that these external playtests and processes helps them advance, and they are very important in terms of getting them to enter full production mode for Hytale. So that'll probably take up at least the first half of 2024. But they also did mention that they're going to be updating us more frequently, so that's pretty cool. We're going to be getting either more postcards, more blog posts, a weekly postcard. If they kept doing that again once they get the new engine, would be pretty cool. And also they did mention sometime in this blog post that they want to do side-by-side gameplay videos of the old engine versus the new engine, and that's something I cannot wait, and I know the game is going to be coming out pretty soon once they start doing that, so that's pretty epic. Oh yeah, completely forgot to mention, the team says that they are hitting their milestones and what they set out to achieve in 2023, so that's epic. But one of these days, you know, I kind of would like one of them like timelines or something, but they said they're not really ready to announce one of those yet. The beginning of this blog post mentions what they really have been doing in Hypixel Studios in terms of development for the game from the beginning of 2021 when they announced delay, that horrible Canada Day that was deadly. But anywho, they mentioned that they've been working on the game from 2021 to basically what they're doing right now in 2023. If you want to go read that, I'll leave a link of the blog post in the description. It's really not the most interesting part of the blog post, so I didn't really want to cover it. The only interesting part of this part, in my opinion, is the cool little concept art we got of this guy sort of flying through like space or something like that. To me, it looks like the little, I guess, I don't know what you call them, gravity pulling things that we can see in the, not Orbis concept art, but the Ultraverse concept art. It sort of seems like a player just kind of like flying through the galaxy and then finding his own world, because we know player and creator worlds is kind of what you call them. You're the avatar of your own world, you know how that is. But yeah, it sort of just looks like a player trying to find his own world, or a multiplayer world or something like that. So that's pretty cool. I love the colors. It stands out so well and kind of reminds me of like Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff. The big old meat and potatoes for this blog post, besides the adventure and Quebecs and stuff, is the new engine progress. And that's really what we really wanted to see in this blog post, minus like a trailer or a release date or a timeline. It mentions that this year the team has been ramping up to take full advantage of our shiny new engine's capabilities while beginning to integrate the latest breakthroughs from our World Generations and Encounter Designs team. So that's probably going to be the first thing they try to put into the new engine in 2024. So that's very exciting. The The needs of creators are always on our mind, so we've also been working to get these tools and content creation workflows online in the new engine. By the way, if you guys want me to help you with that, I can totally help you. Just let me play the game. Our rendering team is at hard work on replicating the look and feel of Hytale in the new engine, and we're looking forward to sharing side by side with our old engine when ready, and I mentioned that earlier in the video because I want to see old content and old gameplay versus new content and new gameplay. Honestly, if they can just completely remake the skeleton battle video in the new engine versus what we had before, that would be fantastic. At the moment, however, our primary focus has been on performance and functionability or functionality. I can't read, not beauty. We will share some of these ugly duckling moments when we're out of this awkward, self-conscious phase. And honestly, Hytale, besides Hytale Skeptic on Twitter, we're not gonna be too harsh. You guys can share them like right now. Honestly, right now, do it. Go ahead. We're also looking forward to sharing content from the new engine once it properly reflects our vision of Hytale, and that just makes sense. Obviously, when they want to show it, they will, and they've been saying that for years. Meanwhile, the team continues to use a legacy engine to prototype the experiences and improve our development processes. Over the coming months, more and more of our team will move on over to working in the new engine, bringing that expertise with them. So soon, probably beginning of 2024, they will start moving gameplay, not gameplay, combat, magic, and all their other systems into Hytale on the new engine from the old engine. So get ready, that's going to be pretty cool. We also get this beautiful looking concept art of Orbis, I assume. If it's not Orbis, then I don't know what it is. But we can clearly see a main island of Zone 3, Zone 2, and Zone 1. Off to the right, we see what looks to be Zone 4. Is it Zone 4? Don't really know, but you know, there's a bunch of volcanoes and all that, so that's pretty cool. To the top right, we have an island that I don't know anything about. To the bottom, we have Antarctica or something like that. And then, top left, we can see clouds, which could be clouds, or it could be the floating islands of Zone 5. That's what I think it is, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. The next part of this blog post is adventure advancements. A little bit of alliteration right there. You love to see it. Our adventure team has two missions. First, they're creating the tools and content necessary for players to tell their own stories in a blocky world. Then they're using these same tools to build the world of Orbis, the setting for Hytale's official adventure experience, which I really want to play. Orbis fulfills two roles within Hytale. Avatars, who's us? We are avatars. We are our own avatar in Hytale. Love to create and experience new worlds, alone and with friends, and Orbis provides the baseline from which many such worlds can be made. And like we said before, that guy traveling through space is either going to his very first world or he's traveling to a friend's world. This naturally is our primary focus. However, Orbis is also where we get to tell tales of our own through adventure experiences that refer to as the story of Orbis, and everybody's story in Orbis is going to be different unless you play with your friends, but then again, it's still going to be different because you're not going to all see the exact same things. We spent a lot of time revisiting Orbis's history, creatures, and characters over the last year, taking a critical look at every element to ensure it matches our goals for the game. Much of this effort has been focused on Orbis's factions, creatures like Quebecs, Entrorks, Farons, and Scarix. Weird how they didn't mention Outlanders there. So Outlanders, are they kind of complete? Slothians, we know about them too. What happened with them? They just got left out? Who knows? We've been making real progress here, expanding their roles and capabilities, deepening their backstories. I guess that's kind of cool, because Outlanders, we had a whole blog on them back in the day, but Slothians, I want to know more about them. By way of an example, let's look at a character that has undergone significant change, the Quebec Tree Singer. And we had a Tree Singer here. Honestly, I thought that was an ornamental elder, but you know what? Oh well, I guess it's a Tree Singer. Maybe it's an old Tree Singer, clearly, as Buddy is ancient. Look at these. You look at the old Tree Singer design above in this image. Tree Singers play an important role in Quebec villages. They are tale tellers and respected leaders, responsible for passing down the wisdom of ages to each new generation of seedlings, and seedling is the baby Quebec, in case you don't know. This role cannot be adopted without sacrifice. In normal circumstances, older Quebecs eventually put down their roots and become trees known as elders, and that's what I was meaning by ornamental elder. My bad. In this form, they can slumber for great spans of time as village life continues around them. They just get really old and tired, pretty much. Tree Singers, however, resist this transformation. In doing so, they become intermediaries between young Quebecs and their sleeping elders, a bridge between the past and the present. While we've always been fond of the bearded Tree Singers of old, we wanted to open up this particular design to reinterpretation. Here are a few of our initial explorations, and they had a couple designs of like older kind of Quebecs that like are old, kind of like Yoda looking guys, you know what I mean? They just kind of look like old Yodas. After working through several iterations with our artists and designs, we started to favor a much larger, more ponderous version of a wizened Quebec. We reasoned with this image of a tree singer who, after resting in one spot for slightly too long, has to exert significant willpower to pull its roost from the ground and start moving again. We get another concept art here. I love concept art, so thank you, Hytale, for adding more concept art in here. And it's an old, very, very old looking Quebec tree singer who's got stuff hanging from him, probably hasn't moved in decades or whatever. We got some young Quebecs, young tree singers holding his arms, helping him move. That's pretty cool. And there's some cool looking staffs that they got here, which I find very, very interesting. And I wonder what those kind of banners mean. They got flowers. There's like a little pot with mushed flowers in there, kind of like the Black Panther potion. Yeah, it looks really awesome. I love Autumnal Elders. It was then up to our animation, 3D modeling, and VFX teams to bring these reimagined Quebecs to life. And this is gameplay, technically. I mean, sort of gameplay. It's kind of a GIF. But yeah, it's an it's a tree singer in what they actually look like now in Hytale. And they are massive. And I wonder if they can pack a punch. They're probably very, very slow, but look at them. He's a big old boy. Look at him. He's kind of looking at his little seedlings in Quebec, just kind of running around, and he's just enjoying life like a good old grandpa. You know, you love to see it. Beautiful, beautiful job, Hytale. The great thing about collaborative efforts like this, one is the way it brings new ideas and greater depth to our world building. For example, the process of redesigning tree singers led us to reevaluate how Quebecs build their homes and craft their equipment. One of the artists suggests that they might use magic to encourage plants to grow into helpful shapes. And I mean, tree singer, you know, people, hey, singing to plants apparently helps them grow. I don't really know. Yeah, I've heard that before. This was the seed of what we're now referring to as sungwood. Not songwood, S-U-N-G-W-O-O-D, sungwood. An ornate wood material that you can see in Quebec clothing, weapons, and their redesigned villages. Ooh, redesigned villages. I wonder what that's going to look like. More on that in a bit. And we got another concept art here from Quebec. There's like an orange color, yellow, some greens to like more greeny stuff. And it says, nature is not always green. So I wonder if Quebecs, we know they come in different colors, obviously, and we've seen brown Quebecs, we've seen green Quebecs, but I guess this is maybe all the different colors of Quebec that we can kind of see. I'm gonna go look into some posts. Maybe there's all this different type of wood that they kind of are and stuff. I don't know. But they also have this magic that this guy's kind of like, ooh, wind, you know? This is a small example of a larger creative effect. We have a lot more to share in the future. Every single faction has undergone a reevaluation much like this one. And we saw that kind of in the last one with those Farons who kind of traveled to Zone 3, so that's pretty cool. This isn't even the only new type of Quebec. So what type of Quebecs are we getting here? We got this boy. Yeah, I don't know what else they can do, but it's pretty cool. That's all they have for Quebecs here, but you love to see it. Now they're going to talk about a capital for avatars. And capital is kind of like, on Minecraft, the Hypixel server. I think that's kind of what I was reading it as. Capital is the hub for players, really. And like I said before, the Hypixel server in Minecraft, but that's going to be in Hytale, I guess, if that makes any sense. I don't know. In Hytale, the heart of online social play is shared by a space called the Capital. Capital City, capital of Hytale. I don't really know. Hytale is the capital. Beats me. This is where players from all parts of Hytale come together to make friends, share experiences, complete in minigames, discover new adventures, seek challenges, trade, show off pets and companions, literally Hypixel, and more. It is the home of adventurers, competitors, and creative players from across the breadth of the game. And we get a beautiful concept art of players jumping into Hytale with their little spacey boots or whatever the heck they do. And they're joining the big old Hypixel server. You can see literally the Hypixel H, or Hypixel Studios H in there. I mean, yeah. There's also like a dragon in the back. That's cool. Is it a morph? Is it a player? I don't know. But yeah, that's awesome. And this island looks beautiful. And I wonder how those like floating crystal-y things are holding up the island. Gotta know about that. It says the capital is a testament to all things that avatars have built and achieved in the past, and looks ahead to exciting things they'll do in the future. Most importantly, though, it is intended to be a celebration of what Hytale community has been up to. Speaking of, check out Thankmas. Shout out Thankmas. December 9th. Development of capital I can't read. Development of the capital has been another important part of this year's creative and design efforts. While we're not ready for a full unveiling, which would be a great blog post, by the way, but I mean, this is a part unveiling, so they clearly got something to show us soon. I want to make sure we touched on the nature of the work we're doing here. While we've talked a lot about Orbis over the years, we've not shared much about this key Hytale environment. Needless to say, we'll have much more to share in the future, and I could definitely see a servers blog post coming in the future. So that pretty much wraps up the blog post, guys. It does end up with the what's next, which I read in the beginning of the not the podcast. I'm thinking of Hytale podcast. Go check that out, by the way, in the beginning of the video. But yeah, that's about it for this blog post. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think Hytale's ever coming? Because honestly, who knows? I'm thinking 2025. Leave your predictions down below. Hit that button, like button, subscribe, join our podcast Discord, and see you guys next time.